Well, hello people. Welcome to the M7 motorway here. I'm heading southwest from Dublin down to Limerick, and I'm going to a town or a village on the Shannon estuary called Foynes, and I'm going there to visit the Flying Boat Museum. So these are all very welcome, my friends. I'm going to stop up the road here to get a cup of tea. So stay tuned, my friends, stay tuned, okay? Right people, just going to pull in here on the left to Moneygall service station, Barack Obama's ancestral home in Moneygall in Ireland, okay? So they're calling this service station Barack Obama Plaza. Right, it's owned by Supermax. Supermax is the Irish version of McDonald's. Yeah, so let's go in here, my friends, for a cup of tea and something to eat, okay? Right people, that breakfast there, mini breakfast cake out, €7.95, and it comes with toast as well. So that's not bad. This is down here in Barack Obama Plaza. Okay, stay tuned, my friends, for further adventures. That was cool there, a lovely Vanguarda. She seen me try to take a selfie with Barack Obama and Michelle, and she says, "Do you want me to take a picture for you?" I said, "Oh please, thanks." So that was cool, wasn't it? Then over here there's a sculpture over here of Barack and Michelle, so we'll go over and have a look at this, okay? As I said, this is called the Barack Obama Plaza, right? So if you are leaving Dublin and, as I said, going on down the country towards Limerick, Bunratty Castle, or on to Kerry, I'd advise you to stop here at Barack Obama Plaza for a pit stop, right? Very reasonable price food, and the staff seem to be local and they're really, really friendly and very, very nice people, right? So yeah, do that, my friends. I'll go over here to Barack and Michelle. The sculpture is very... I wonder if this a life-size model of them, because if it is, they're very tall. I don't think it's life-size, because look at him, I'm 5'10". Look at that. He's taller than I, and even Michelle is taller than I. Do you know what I mean? No way, that can't be right, so it can't. Anyway, Barack, I read your book. I'll put it up on the screen here of your upbringing in Hawaii and your life leading up to becoming president. I read that one, and I also read a book from, I think it was Bob Woodward's Obama Wars. That was a very good book. And how are you, Michelle? I read one of your books as well. I'll put it up on the video here too. So listen, I'll see you. I can't stand here talking all day to an ex-president and an ex-first lady, you know what I mean? I've got very important things to do, you know what I mean? See you again when I'm passing by, right? Take care, bye. Woo. Right people, I'm just going down here to show you supposedly the ancestral home, I don't know how, of Barack Obama, okay? This is Moneygall. Blink and you'd miss it, my friends, right? But yeah, so this is where he came down to when he was president of the United States of America. Okay? Moneygall. Right people, just run out here. Just run out here to show you the pub that he went into. Ceolagus Croc. So it was Ollie Hayes' pub, right? That's him outside the pub. That's him having a pint. You guys are keeping all the best stuff here. Yeah, so that's where he came, my friends. So he's from this town somehow, I don't know, don't ask me how, right? So this is Moneygall, very small little village. Okay, let's head on again to Foynes Flying Boat Museum and stay tuned my friends, stay tuned.
Slow down mama, why you talk so mean? Good Lord, Nashville, it ain't what it seems. Got nice clothes, late night shows, boogie down at the bar, fiddle tunes and homemade booze, but it always goes too far. Shooting pool, crack a jack, take off now and don't look back, but hey, don't you wanna play? Why you look so sad? Come on now, mama, ain't nothing here so bad. You got fast cars, movie stars, party on down the street with Mary Jane, good cocaine, plenty down there to eat. You can double down, throw some dice, you can take off now, don't think twice, but hey, don't you wanna play? Baby, come on. Tell me where you wanna go.
Right people, almost in Foynes here.
Baby, I don't worry.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this now. I hope I can use my goddamn GoPro here in this museum, or else it'll be a waste of 174 miles of a journey. And just looking in front of me here, there's a Dunn Stores delivery van here, you know, the shopping van, and it says €10 off €50. Get €10 off €50 on every online grocery order. DunnStoresGrocery.com. So there you go, my friends, you'll save €10. Right, yeah, so this is Limerick, okay, this is the county of Limerick, even though I just all know, people who follow my channel know I'm not into counties and stuff, and borders and all that kind of crap. But this is where I am. I'm down on the southwest of Ireland, close to the Atlantic Ocean, and Foynes here is right on the Shannon estuary, which is the longest river in Ireland, and this estuary just makes its way out into the Atlantic Ocean. So there's a tractor here in front of us keeping us going a bit slow, but here's a sign for, look, Foynes Flying Boat Museum, 1 kilometre. The man in this tractor is turning left here. Yeah, people, I think this was an operation between the Second World War. I think from 1939 to 1945, all these, see them here, look, flying boats, back and forth to America and that, right? And a lot of famous people, you know, it would have been very expensive back then to fly. It would be all the rich and famous. I think John F. Kennedy, long before he became president, flew in here to Foynes. Winston Churchill. I think Maureen O'Hara as well, the actress. Let's go and have a look, my friends, okay? So I'm just looking here, look. This is destinations from Foynes, look. So they flew to Botwood, Newfoundland in Canada. And they flew to LaGuardia, is it? Yeah, look. LaGuardia Field in New York was established in 1929 and is located on the shores of Bowery Bay in Queen. Right, so it's just saying here, famous passengers during World War II. Foynes served as a key stopover for people travelling between Europe and North America. Royalty, movie stars, war effort personnel, intellectuals and political activists all passed through Foynes. So John F. Kennedy, he was a student and future president of the United States. Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands, and here you had Humphrey Bogart, Lord Louis Mountbatten, Ernest Hemingway, Eleanor Roosevelt and Gracie Fields all came through here. 25th of February 1937, the first flying boat, Imperial Airways Cambria, arrives at Foynes from Southampton in England. And the 2nd of July, Amelia Earhart and navigator Fred Noonan disappear after taking off from New Guinea during Earhart's attempt to become the first woman to fly around the world. And the 6th of July 1937, Pan American Airways Clipper 3 arrives at Foynes from New York, okay? Charles Lindbergh, the first man to fly across the Atlantic from to Paris in 1927 on his plane called the Spirit of St. Louis. And he was hired by Pan American to find routes for over Europe for Pan American to fly in. And it was him that he flew over the whole west coast here and thought that the Shannon estuary was suitable for landing these planes, right? I think this picture here is the Pan American Yankee Clipper. That was the biggest flying boat I think ever built, this one. Well, I know your man Howard Hughes built one up, I mean for commercial use and flying, that one there. Like they started flying these flying boats in June 1939, I think it was, and then the Second World War broke out in September when Germany invaded Poland. So there you go. In July 1936, Pan Am signed a contract with Boeing for the first transatlantic passenger aircraft, the B-3114 flying boat. Flying boats could land on any clear stretch of flat water, so they could be bigger and heavier than land planes and much more luxurious. Good landing strips were rare before World War II. Almost all the great cities of the world are either on the coast or near large waterways. People believed naively that flying boats could land on the sea in an emergency. It's just given a time period here of the different years, well, from when the flying boats were flying between 1937 and 1945, right? And it's telling you like major historical things that happened in that time period, like, you know what I mean? So like you have the 29th of February 1940, Gone with the Wind wins Best Film Oscars. The Hunchback of Notre Dame is nominated. And the 1st of April 1940, Imperial Airways merges with British Airways to form BOAC. 13th of January 1941, James Joyce, author of Ulysses, dies in Zurich in Switzerland. And on the 15th of April 1941, the Belfast Blitz, over 1,000 people killed in Luftwaffe bombing of city. So that was in Belfast. The 31st of May 1941, North Strand area of Dublin bombed by the Luftwaffe. 28 die and 90 are wounded. On the 22nd of June 1942, Captain Blair pilots the first non-stop Foynes to New York passenger flight in 25 hours and 40 minutes. You know, if you think about, hopping on the plane now, 15th of February 1944, the monastery at Monte Cassino is destroyed by Allied bombers during the Italian campaign. I actually seen Monte Cassino in Italy. It's up on a big hill, fantastic views all around it. And coming near the end here, 13th of April 1945, Adolf Hitler and his wife Eva Braun commit suicide. The 2nd of May 1945, Berlin falls. And the 8th of May 1945, victory in Europe, VE Day, is declared, marking the end of the war in Europe. And the 6th of August 1945, the first atomic bomb is dropped at Hiroshima. The second is dropped on Nagasaki 3 days later. And the 22nd of October 1945, final American export departure from Foynes under Captain Blair. Hundreds of people gathered to watch. So that was the last flight of the flying boats in 1945. So that was, of course, Charles Lindbergh. Read a whole biography on Charles Lindbergh, and I read a book especially about the plane, The Spirit of St. Louis. Fantastic. So Charles Lindbergh he goes, my first indication of land was a fleet of fishing boats. I circled once and saw a man's face. I circled again and closing the throttle as the plane passed within a few feet of the boat. I shouted, which way is Ireland? There was no reply. So Lindbergh was flying the purpose-built Spirit of St. Louis non-stop across the Atlantic from New York to Paris. And he was the first to do it alone. The Spirit of St. Louis landed in Paris on 21st of May 1927, and Lindbergh, a quite unassuming man, became a hero. And then these two guys here were British, Alcock and Brown, and I have a video on them. They landed over in Connemara, right, on the 15th of June 1919. John Alcock, Arthur Whitten Brown, and their two stuffed black cat mascots, Twinkle Toes and Lucky Jim, landed their Vickers Vimy bomber in a bog near Clifton, County Galway. They had just become the first men to fly the Atlantic in one hop. Then this here is saying the first Irishman across the Atlantic was James Fitzmaurice, crossed the ocean with two Germans, von Hunfield and Cole. They set off from Dublin on the 12th of April 1928, intending to fly to New York. They crash landed on Greenlee Island, just north of Newfoundland, which is in Canada. They were 1,000 miles from their target, but they were the first to cross the ocean east to west. Wow! So that's the year after Charles Lindbergh. Okay. This is the wreckage of a Sunderland flying boat, crashed on Mount Brandon in Kerry on the 20th of July 1943. Look, there's part of the engine, look. The captain and 9 passengers were killed. The other 6 crew and 9 passengers miraculously survived. Like that's a tragedy I did not know about. It was a BOC Sunderland flying boat, and it was coming from Lisbon to Foynes, right? And there was fog. So what he done was, the pilot descended to fix his exact position, right? Visually, thinking he was over the open sea. When the flight did become visual, they found themselves flying up a mountain valley. When he saw a wall of rock in front of him, the captain tried to make a tight turn out of the valley. He nearly made it. Another 20 feet would have cleared it. My God. But a wing struck the rock and the Sunderland crashed and burned. They were 1,550 feet high at Silverglass, Cloghane, on the lonely slopes of Mount Brandon on the Dingle Peninsula. Wow, they were so unlucky there, weren't they? So that's Maureen O'Hara and John Wayne in The Quiet Man. Yeah, it's like a big whole collection of her clothes here and stuff, right? Maybe it's because there she's over there with Anthony Quinn. Remember him, that actor Anthony Quinn? So maybe this is to do with that she was married to this man here, Captain Charles Blair. Got a jaunting cart. So this here is a replica of the Flying Clipper. It was a huge plane, wasn't it? So let's go around and have a look at that. This would have been luxury back in the day. Look, they even have the price of tickets here, look. Where did I see it there now? Flying in 1939 was not cheap. From New York to Foynes via Botwood, the standard single fare was $375 and $675 return. Amazing, wasn't it? Like, and they had the square windows, look. They even had, look at the size of the toilet he had. Isn't that amazing, the size of the toilet he had on this flying boat plane? Wow. Look, the kitchen was in there, look. And there was an upstairs in it too. Oh. There's some comfort, hadn't you, on it? Right, see, they were only flying at 14,000 feet, you know? And this is where the pilots were. Look, pilots were up here, and the navigator, I don't know what they were doing. Don't know what this was to do with. This to do with the engines? Maybe not. Oh shit. So the pilots were up here. Look. Have to look at this, my friends. Isn't it cool? Sit down here in the seat here. Not very. It would have been very comfortable now sitting up here. 14,000 feet, 180 miles per hour or something, for over 15 hours. But yeah, like all the old analog dials. Look, there would have been all the old analog dials. And look at the strange yoke. You know, and then you got the foot pedals. Stuff on top there. Interesting, isn't it? The charts, look across the Atlantic and stuff. Window. Well, that's where they had all of the luggage was in there. But the pilots and the navigators had a big area here, didn't they? They you know. Anyway, let's go down here. Sayers, look more the passenger quarters down below. So this must have been the dining area on the plane. More seats here, look. You can throw them into a bed, bunk bed here. What kind of a toilet place? Oh no, I don't know what that is. Yeah, toilet. Held a good few people, didn't it? So this I'm saying, this is a replica of the, what did I say it was, the Pan American Clipper. Supposed to be the biggest flying boat that was flying from Foynes across to America during the, well, Second World War. Well, yeah, see look, the Boeing 314 Clipper, world's greatest. So the Boeing 314 turned the oceans into runways and transported royalty, presidents, politicians, movie stars, military personnel and refugees throughout the war years. The B314 was a long-range flying boat manufactured by Boeing in response to Pan American Airways' request for a flying boat with unprecedented range capability. The Boeing Clipper, named after the great ocean-faring sailing ships, is widely regarded at the summit of flying boat technology. 12 were built for Pan American Airways, 3 of which were sold to BOC in 1941 before delivery. Flying in 1939 was not cheap. From New York to Foynes via Botwood, the standard single fare was $375 and $675 return. For passengers, the level of service on the massive B314 was of a very high standard. Conditions were said to resemble more closely those of an ocean liner, so luxurious and spacious were the arrangements and comfort designed by Boeing. The B314 comfortably transported a maximum of 36 passengers overnight and a crew of 10. Such a level of comfort was fairly essential, as some of the westbound flights from Foynes to Botwood, Newfoundland took over 17 hours. Each passenger had a sleeping bunk and found their shoes cleaned and polished overnight while they slept. All on board were provided with a complete formal table setting for meals, which were freshly prepared and served in a 14-seater dining room. So this is all of the flying boats and what happened to them. Look, one was called the Honolulu Clipper. It was sunk by the US Navy. Californian Clipper was scrapped. The Yankee Clipper crashed. Atlantic Clipper used for parts. Dixie Clipper scrapped. American Clipper scrapped. Pacific Clipper damaged by storm. The Anzac Clipper destroyed. And Cape Town Clipper sunk by US Coast Guard. Amazing. Look, the cruise cabin was down. Passenger lounge, dressing room. So it just says the interesting facts about the Yankee Clipper. The Pan Am Yankee Clipper was the first B314 allocated to the Atlantic Division and was christened by Mrs. Franklin Roosevelt, D. Roosevelt, 3rd of March 1939. On July the 9th, 1939, the Yankee Clipper touched down at Foynes, completing the first commercial passenger flight from the US to Ireland across the North Atlantic route. So there you go. The President Franklin D. Roosevelt travelled on the B314 Dixie Clipper to meet with Winston Churchill and Joseph Stalin at the historic Casablanca Conference in January 1943. On his way home, the President celebrated his 61st birthday on board, making the Dixie Clipper the first official Air Force One. During World War II, the B314s carried more than 84,000 passengers almost all of whom were on journeys of importance to the war effort. Between 1937 and 1945, the B314s made 2,097 Atlantic crossings. So that was when, you know, that's the name of all these planes they had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There was 12 of them, right? And now there's no more. But look, as a replica, look at the size of it. I mean, you only see just one engine there. You imagine the size of the wing. It was amazing, wasn't it? That they flew across. Well, not this, because this is only a replica, right? But you get the picture. It's designed to the same size and all of that Clipper plane. But this is the size of them, my friends. They were huge. Right, people. I was just in here. There's a 5-minute hologram film about Irish coffee. And what I didn't realise is that down here in Foynes is where the first ever Irish coffee came from. You know, with the coffee and you put up a drink, I don't know what you put into it and whatever. So the first Irish coffee originated here in Foynes in County Limerick, my friends, okay? Wow, so this is Foynes Maritime Museum. You see, just out here is Foynes Port. There's big port out here. Big ships can come in here to Foynes because it's on the Shannon estuary. This is the story of Colleen Bawn. The true story: she was recently married to the wealthy John Scanlon, but his family refused to accept her because she was the wrong class. To get rid of her, Scanlon persuaded his servant Stephen Sullivan to kill her. Sullivan took her out on the Shannon, where he moored her, stripped her and dumped her body in the river, tied to a stone. She was washed ashore 6 weeks later at Maritime. Wow. So this is a model of a ship called the Kinvara. Built in 1894, and it could hold 1,450 tons. Originally called the Lady Wolseley, she was renamed Kinvara in 1916, but sank off Oporto, Portugal in the same year. Big enough boat, wasn't it? This is mad here, just reading here, right? You know the US Civil War, right? US Civil War Confederate uniforms, right? Manufactured by Peter Tate and Company, Limerick. So the Confederate uniform was made here in Ireland, in Limerick, by Peter Tate and Company and shipped to the Confederate States by breaking the Union blockade. Wow. And there's a curra. Look, the way they make them. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, so this map here represents the Shannon estuary. So this is where there's Limerick City here, right? So this is this is like the Shannon River coming through Limerick, the longest river in Ireland, right? And then it comes out into Shannon estuary here, Shannon Airport, right? So it's coming down here, and this is where I am here now in Foynes, right? So this is where the flying boats flew out of when they were heading off to America and stuff, right? So look, it's a big estuary, isn't it? All the way out, and that's Loop Head and the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, my friends, hope you enjoyed that. Right, people. So that's it from the Foynes Flying Boat and Maritime Museum. Now, I hope you enjoyed it. You have to be really into planes to enjoy it, but I'm mad into the airplane, so I'm delighted to come down to see it and to see the replica off that flying boat, the Clipper, because there's none of them boats left now. They were all, as you've seen from when I was reading downstairs, some of them were used by the Americans to, must be for target practice, and the rest of them were scrapped. So yeah, so it was good to get a glimpse there to see what it was like to fly those flying boats, like going back then in those times when it was only the rich and famous who could fly, you know what I mean? So this is what they export and import here in Foynes harbour here, a port. So they export animal feed, chemicals, don't say what it is, coal, molasses, frozen beef, sugar, fish, aluminium hydrate. And then what they import animal feed, bauxite, windmills, fertilizer, chemicals, coal, heavy fuel oil, petroleum coke, molasses, clinker, iron pyrite, steel and fish, and frozen beef, ferrous sulfate, sulfuric acid, bananas, machinery imports, containers, baled waste, aggregate, timber, steel girders, concrete slabs, wood chips, salt, bunkering, and aluminium hydroxide. So there you go, my friends. Oh, and look, just looking there, I think cruise ships comes in here to Foynes as well. Wow. Very good. Right, people, so just having a bowl of vegetable soup here, one slice of brown bread and a pot of tea, €10. Don't know what you think of that, my friends, but anyway, that's what I'm doing. And yeah, so I'll just have another quick look around here before I go, and then we'll go someplace else. So stay tuned, my friends, stay tuned, right? Right, people, hope you enjoyed that little trip to Foynes Flying Boat Museum here in County Limerick on the Shannon estuary. I really enjoyed it anyway, but you have to be into the planes, don't you? Here's a good name for a barber shop, my friends. Good Times, look. So here's a pub here in Foynes called Foynes Inn, bar, restaurant and accommodation. So I probably could have stayed there. Here's the place here, look, welcome to the Yankee Clipper bar and B&B.
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do. I never think, I always do. Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool. But if I fall, I will get up again. I will get up again.
I'm just looking over the front door of one of them houses there, and it's saying 1868. So they're nice, certainly. A row of terraced double-storey or dormer houses on the street there. So 1868. Right, people, so that's the main street here in Foynes in County Limerick. If you're into aviation and you want to see the Flying Boat Museum. This is where it is. It's in Foynes in County Limerick on the Shannon estuary, right? I don't know what you call Foynes, a town or a village. Maybe they call it a town, but it's not very big, but it's nice. There's a nice little bungalow across the road here, look. Very well kept.
But if I fall, I will get up again. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been.
Just reading here, look, it's saying that the Shannon Dolphin Project is one of the longest running dolphin studies in Europe. By photographing unique marks on the dorsal fin, we can follow individual dolphins throughout their life. Here are some of their stories, look. Wow. This place here is not in use anymore anyway, look. It was called Shannon House. Yeah, it's all closed up, my friends. I'd say, you know, you can tell that it did look nice at one time. Sale agreed here, so hopefully someone will open it up now and it'll become a tourist hotspot or something, you know. So here's a picture, people, of Foynes Island viewpoint. Look, two of the flying boats, right, back then, okay? So just out there, that stretch of the River Shannon between the mainland here, Foynes, and Foynes Island, that was the runway there for the flying boats, right? So the strip of water between here and Foynes Island was once a runway. Some flying boats could cross the Atlantic without refueling. Pan Am's Boeing B314 Yankee Clipper was the first passenger flight into Foynes in 1939 after flying from New York via Newfoundland. Passengers travelled in luxury on a journey which could take up to 17 hours. They disembarked by rowing boat to the airport terminal, a former hotel. Foynes operated during the Second World War. Ireland was officially neutral, but intelligence kept watch on who was passing through. Passengers were largely VIPs, Allied military personnel, refugees, royalty and celebrities travelling to entertain the troops. Ace flying boat pilot Charles Blair made the last flight from Foynes in 1945. He later married Irish-born film star Maureen O'Hara. There you go, my friends. Right, people, that looks like a tug. It's called the Celtic Treaty, and there's a ship there called Arklow Vale. So that's an Irish company. They have loads of ships all called Arklow something, you know what I mean? So that's one of them there, and that crane is offloading something, I don't know what it is, but from it. But yeah, and out there is Foynes Island. So you're looking at the Shannon River out here. That's the Shannon estuary now, heading in that direction west into the Atlantic Ocean, okay? Right, people, so that's it from my visit to Foynes and Foynes Flying Boat Museum. I hope you enjoyed it, my friends, because I certainly did. But then again, I'm mad into aeroplanes. So anyway, that's it, my friends, from Foynes. I'll see you in the next video, somewhere from Limerick, okay? So take care. What do I normally say? Press the notification bell to know when the videos are uploaded. They're always up on a Sunday evening after 5 p.m, right? If you like the video, please press a like, and if you're new to the channel, please press subscribe. It's free, okay? So take care, my friends, till next Sunday. Bye.